Welcome to Spiritual Nuggets Podcast, where you have the opportunity to enjoy His presence in miniature portions. These are not oversized, repetitive expressions that lose their value. They are nuggets, larger than a crumb, yet small enough for you to enjoy in a single sitting. So, take a moment to listen and let these nuggets feed your soul. Have you ever felt like you have fallen into a place that resembled a rabbit hole without end? Even more terrifying is that all your efforts and good intentions to avoid repeatedly falling into the hole failed. Unlike the Lewis Carroll storybook version of Alice in Wonderland, there was no fantasy with Tea Party participants. Darkness and wilderness greeted you each time you fell. Episode 9 illuminates the solution of experiencing light to combat your frequent topples into a rabbit hole wilderness. Outward expressions of joy become the powerful scooper for filling in that dark hole. Listen to gain insight on the value you gain by using your scooper. Walk in the light or live in a hole? If you are in my age group, you will recall the original Disney animated musical classic of Alice in Wonderland. If the story is unfamiliar, you may need to catch up on the plot. The Lewis Carroll storybook version has been updated to a more modern-day fantasy, but the plot line is the same. This young girl follows a white rabbit down a hole and ends up in a strange world with the Queen of Hearts, her army of playing cards, and a host of other odd characters. The Mad Hatter, the Cheshire Cat, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and lots more. In this story, the young girl experiences wonder, fear, and danger since the Mad Queen of Hearts always wants to chop up her head. Alice survives all her strange experiences, finally realizing it was all a dream. Sometimes we fall into the hole of darkness where there is no fantasy, only wilderness. We may feel trapped by fear, doubt, isolation, and hopelessness. Certain events seem to energize these feelings. Physical, lack of sleep or rest. Other physical conditions. Chemical and hormonal imbalance. Psychological, emotional turmoil, worry. Spiritual rejection and unappreciation of God's physical design, you. Unforgiveness of self or others. Even weather conditions. Whatever the reasons, there is no Tea Party connection in sight. The good news is that there is a way to fill up this hole to prevent you from having a standing appointment to fall into it again. Like all holes, depending upon its size, it may take some time to fill, but it can be done. Metaphorically speaking, the key character in this story is the Queen of Hearts, whose only radical solution to the interloper seems to be off with her head. With fierce determination, this erratic queen means to destroy Alice. In real life, our hearts are the focal points of issues that affect us. Consequently, we must learn to guard our hearts. With finite precision and regularity, we may have permitted unexpected darkness to penetrate our minds and affect the components of a healthy soul heart. Movies and television plots that have dark themes, certain types of music, horoscopes and tarot cards, alcohol and drugs, sexual soul ties, unforgiveness, specific familial and personal involvements, types of religious philosophies, and even professional secular counseling or therapy, given an opening, will, over time, take up residence in our hearts. Any one of these is a counterfeit to God's plans for leading His creations to peace, joy, and genuine love. I have read and heard about people pursuing happiness. Interestingly, happiness is a very shaky platform, substantiated by its very definition, which claims it's a state of well-being, a pleasurable or satisfying experience, bliss, warm fuzzies, etc. On the other hand, there is joy in one of the gifts the divine shared with mankind that reflects His nature. Its meaning includes words like bright, shining, outwardly expressing itself in singing or dancing, or a sense of security. I don't have to pursue joy. I already have it. It may be dormant, waiting to be released, but it is still within me. So how can we free this joy and fill up that dark hole we repeatedly fall into? There are a few easy and immediate steps we can take to release the joy designed for us by God. Keep in mind, the companion to each of these steps is commitment and patience. 1. Reduce your focus on your feelings, emotions. They're like the Cheshire Cat, who keeps fading in and out with different intensities in the Alice movie. These emotions can become like comfort food. 2. Avoid comparisons of physical, mental, and family characteristics and the Goliath that creates one of the biggest origins of inferiority and social heritage, which insists that others have much more than I have. A large percentage of us missed out on the world's silver spoon benefits. 3. I have heard it said life is a journey, not a destination. Like a piece of clay, we are still being molded and shaped. 4. Make a checklist of everything trying to influence your conscience. Self-correct where necessary. When the list is clear, you will learn to forgive yourself and others. Do not let other people, circumstances, or events define who you are. It's time to fill up your rabbit hole, which serves no purpose except to collect mud when it rains. David released his joy and danced half-clad in front of dozens of women without shame when he returned the Ark of the Covenant to the city. That is a serious expression of pure joy. I can hardly wait to hear how your joy manifests.